As the player said, I think this is a really good win for us because I think Nebraska has an opportunity to win quite a few games this year. I really like their team. Bo Spencer is he's so hard to stop. He can beat you in a number of different ways, and a key point to the game, and it isn't going to show up in the stat sheet, is Antoine Young gets his third foul, and Austin has struggled to turn the ball over a little, and we went with Josh Jones to guard Spencer, and he kept him in check for 5 or 6 minutes during that stretch, because we just didn't feel we could leave Twan on him with the risk of getting that fourth foul. So Josh did a great job, and Gregory Echenike's stats aren't going to jump off the page at you, but he made Diaz a non-factor on the post when he was in there. We played him one-on-one, and that allows us to stay a little closer to some shooters. And outside of a couple times where he missed his own shot, Gregory didn't get there to block him out. I don't think he scored against Gregory. So there's some guys that really impacted the game. Ethan Rogge's another. He impacted the game without scoring a bunch. I think in the past, Ethan, if he's going to impact the game, it's because he lights up the stat sheet with points. And I just felt he did some things this afternoon besides scoring baskets. And obviously the guys that, Antoine Young, I thought, played the best half of basketball that second half. And I was upset with him the first half because, as the player said, different teams are going to try to take away different parts of our offense. We shot 35, 38 threes a couple early in the season. And if that's what you give us, that's what we're going to take. Nebraska didn't give us that. They were giving us something else. They wanted to give Austin and Antoine that 15, 17-footer off the ball screen. And I just felt that Antoine could get to the rim. And to his credit, the second half, he got into the teeth of the defense, got to the rim, got to the free throw line, and changed the way that they were defending because of his aggressiveness. So really proud of my team. This was the first game where I felt the team was able to control the tempo against us, although we still got some run-out baskets at critical times in transition that are so important to our offense.
Questions?
Coach, talk about that tempo. He came right out with a full court press to kind of slow that tempo down.
Yeah, we made some adjustments on who we had to take the ball out, and with Grant Gibbs back there, and all of a sudden you got some decisions to make, and I think that loosened it up a little. But obviously a good ploy by Coach Sadler in doing that because it did control the tempo, and we weren't able to really get any flow that first half.
Are you surprised to see Doc over on your bench?
I don't know what exactly happened that whole that whole exchange, but I understand it, and it's in some ways it's unfortunate that those kind of plays would impact the game because it was a great basketball game. I think it was an ugly basketball game in some ways because Nebraska's going to control the tempo and they're going to impose their will on you, and we're trying to impose something totally different. And sometimes when you put them together, it doesn't look the best. And I think that was at times the case this afternoon.
You were talking to the refs when Doc came over. What were you discussing with them?
Well, they were going to look at they're going to go look at a play. There was an elbow or something that one of the Nebraska players thought he got elbowed. So I just asked him why they were looking at the monitor because the foul was on them and then the technical was on them. So I didn't know why they were looking at the monitor. So that was a question I was asking.
Any other questions?
Greg, Doug is the first Creighton player to have 3 straight double-doubles since '94. Can you just talk about the week he's had and how well is he playing?
And probably what I'm most proud of is he's letting the game come to him. I don't know what he had at halftime, 7 points maybe, 3 or 4 rebounds. He's not forcing the issue, and that's probably where his game has grown the most. Last year, when we played Nebraska, having watched that film this week in preparation for this game, he had 10 points at halftime. And the second half, they double-teamed him, and he really tried to force some things and took some shots maybe he shouldn't have taken. I just feel he's taking shots within the offense. He's finding a way to go get rebounds. And it's 2 games in a row he's been double-teamed and still found a way to score. So he's doing things within our offense. And I've said it many times before, his teammates understand with Doug, if you get it close to him, he's going to catch it. He's got great hands and he gets it off quick. But he's doing it within the flow of our offense, and he's not, I didn't really feel like he took any bad shots today.
Any apprehension about playing Grant, 39 minutes?
The way they were defending ball screens, we felt we needed Grant out there. he made him pay for it the first half on several occasions. He had the ball in his hand for the Ethan layup late in the game there when we ran a little double ball screen action and they both jumped. And Grant's just got a way of seeing the floor. And you put him in ball screens where there isn't going to be any help, and because they're staying close to Ethan and Doug, he's going to make you pay. So, you know, like Doug said, he gets plenty of rest during the week in practice, so he can play on game day.